Hey, what's up? I'm going to be showing how I've been constructing loops for the past 2 days using basically only Maschine. Um, Something I'm really surprised about is that it has a really nice step sequencer and swing, and you can swing the whole group. A group would be, like basically an ensemble, I'll say. Then you can switch to a different one, but you can swing the whole, all 16, sounds in their sequence, or you can swing each pad individually, from a swing of 0 to 100. So what I've been doing, I have a hefty collection of old drum machines sampled, but what I'm doing is I'm dragging them in and then just playing around with it only in Maschine. And what I'm doing is I'm only dropping the samples in, and what I'm basically doing is sequencing and throwing everything kind of together. So what I'll do is select the kick, go to step, and just do that, right? And that's basic 4 to the floor. Oh, and one thing that bothers me before I'll continue is there's the full velocity and then the half velocity. They're the same kind of color. There should be like a way to make that like dimmer, so oh yeah, this was full velocity, this one is not, but they're the same brightness basically, which is unfortunate. So basically, yeah, I'll go back to control. The kick is still selected. I'll go module, then I'll go over, and then I'll tune it basically. And I'll delve into that a little bit more per se, but for the sake of the video, I'll explain. I'll kind of speed the process up. What I'll do is these sounds are very kind of pristine, no processing. But the Maschine has a mode, and it can emulate the SP1200, which is used on a lot of house tracks. And then what I'll do is I'll select the filter to low. I'm sure, yeah, you can see that on the screen there. Everything I'm doing is right here, but I'm doing it within Maschine. And then tune it, and then I'll drive it slightly. And then compress it. And what I'll do is I'll give it a bit of an attack, and I'll give it a bit of pitch just to see what that does. So with the pitch of the sample modulated, and then I'll just double check to see. Yeah, okay. Yep, a few of these they aren't. Basically, there's a little bit of a space between where it starts and where it ends, or where before there's empty space before the sample hits. But this one, it's okay. So we have that old school kind of dirty sound. The SP1200 sampled at I think it was 12-bit. No, I think 8-bit or no. Yes, 12-bit, and it had a bit of a roll off. And it's really crunchy. I'll show you a little trick in another video about how to do that more differently. So basically, I'll go to another sound. I have all the sounds here that are kind of relevant to what I'm trying to do. I like that one in particular. So what I'll do is I'll make an offbeat bass line, which isn't really a bass line. It's just offbeat, really. And then I'll go half velocity and just see what that sounds like. Then I'll solo that. Right, so we have a bit of an envelope that we need to kind of tame. We'll make the polyphony 1, and move the start time slightly. So we have that nice sub bass. Then we'll drive it naturally. Then we'll unsolo it, which is and then we'll add a hi-hat just for fun. And I'll step sequence that in. It's a little too loud, so I'm going to reduce the volume by turning off modules, and then the volumes here, or the level. So I have that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, do that essentially. Oh, and then I'll half velocity these guys. I wish they were a different color or dimmer. Right, so I have that. So now I'll go back to control and go to groove and then swing it. It's a little too loud, so I'll go to out. And I'll pitch it down, or up, or down, whatever. Now what I want to do is I want to add kind of an effect. And if I remember the sound, you go module 2, browse, effect. I want a bit of a delay. No, I want a reverb. Why not? And I'll just get a big and bright, and I'll bring the mix down, and I'll move it up until I figure out what it sounds like, if it's good or not. And yeah, that's basically it. And what I'll do, once that's done, I'm just showing you my workflow as of recent. I'll take that and I will export each sound, and each of these sounds is a loop. And then I can drag it into Ableton and do my arranging. But yeah, it's a basic techno minimal arrangement, just using Maschine kind of by itself, and using vintage sounds in a vintage way. And yeah, it's highly recommended.